I have a BRRRR in Pontiac. So Pontiac, Michigan. I live about probably north end is 15 minutes away, 20 to 25 throughout the whole city. So it's closer to me. Starting out, I wanted to focus on lower home prices with decent market rent to achieve the 1% rule. Pontiac's a growing area. New developments such as Amazon warehouse, where the Silver Dome was, UWM is rapidly expanding as well. Home prices in this area have increased over the past 10 years. Current values are 30 to 130,000. A lot of the houses 5 or 10 years ago were selling for 5 or 10,000. So obviously the market has gone up crazy, but for houses to jump from 10 to over $100,000, the area is growing pretty quick as well. It's got a nice mix of single family, multifamily, and apartment buildings as well. So this is Pontiac. I want to say this is the dividing line at the top there. Where is it? This is Lapeer Road there. So Auburn Hills is right here, Pontiac in the center there, and it like ends right here. Telegraph is the other line there. So you have FCA right here, Amazon, UWM, M1 Track. So there's a ton of shit. You got a hospital right here. There's a few hospitals downtown. So I bought my house right here, right next to UWM. UWM has bought up almost fucking few square miles here now because they're growing so big. All these white dots are homes I put in offers on. So I've been focusing on Pontiac, just all over the place. Just trying to get a house that I see is worth the money. So with making offers in this area, I had a list about 10 houses. So I got my wife in the car and we drove around to drive past all of them, making sure the neighborhood's good, curb appeal on the house is decent, siding, roof, landscape. Is there trash just piled up outside? How many cars are parked in the yard? Are people just hanging out, causing trouble? Street traffic noise? How many abandoned buildings or burned out buildings on the neighbor or down the street? And then I'm looking at how long the property's been on the market, the last sold date and the price. And I made some low offers on the houses I was looking at. Knowing, okay, if the house is going to need work, I want a low offer. I put in my sweat equity into it, and hopefully I can pull money out or at least break even when I'm done. So values in the area for a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, you're looking at 50 to 70K, 3-bedroom, 1-bath, 70 to 90K, 3-bedroom, 2-bath or larger, you're looking at 100 to 140 plus. Market rents 800 to 900 for your 2-and-1. 3-and-1, you're looking at about 1,000. 3-and-2, you're 13 to 1,500. So here's the first one: 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,300 square foot. Current tenants, which is good and bad. If you have to do work on the house, you obviously want the house empty. If they're currently running it, the house must not be too bad, maybe. Asking 83,000, offered him 40K. I don't think I heard back from that one. When I'm looking at this though, it last sold in 2012 for $5,000. So in my head, that home is free and clear. They don't owe anything on it. They've been pocketing so much cash per month that if they just want out, they would accept an offer. It needed a decent amount of work too, so I didn't want to be close to 80 on something that isn't going to appraise much higher. Russell Street, asking 75, offered 68. This one needed minor work. It looked like most of the renovation was done already. Last sold in 2013 for 61,000. That was a 3-and-1, 900 square feet. Omar Street, asking 65, offered 35. 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 800 square feet. Needed a decent amount of work. Wyoming, 48K, offered 25. 2-and-1, 625 square feet. So super small house. Current rent was $725. Last sold in 2011 for 65K. So same thing. If the seller wanted out of the house, they would have at least countered me. And then we go back and forth, and that tells me they're a motivated seller. Highland Street, they were asking 80, offered 50, 3-in-1, 1,200 square feet. It didn't need much work, but this was the very first house I looked at, so I want to make sure I was in a good spot. Seller count at 75. That was the lowest they would go, they said. To me, I didn't think it would appraise for much more. In the current condition, it needed gutters. It needed probably a roof pretty damn fast. Siding was in decent condition. The basement had some water issues. Of course, that was because it didn't have fucking gutters, or the gutters were going straight down into the fucking side of the house. Last sold in 2016 for 7,000. They remodeled. I have to assume they didn't have more than 30,000 into the house total. So I offered them 50. There was one in Shelby Township. It looked like it was decent. Asking 150, I offered him 105. ARV, I was looking at about 180. Needed a full remodel. From 150 to 180, you couldn't get a full remodel, which is why I got the 105 price, which would have been similar to the flip that I just explained. So what happened is there was a house on Marshall Street. It was a 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 1,400 square feet. It was on the market for 3+ months back in August. So it would have been listed for sale May or June timeframe. They originally listed at 120,000. They reduced after 2 months to 100,000. They owned the house for over 40 years, purchased for less than $10,000, so it was fully paid off. I offered them 65 when they had it on the market for 100. And I made all these offers all these offers were done pretty much sight unseen. We drove past the house. We didn't walk through the house though. So I know from the outside, okay, do you think it's going to need a roof? Does it need siding? Does it need landscaping? How's the neighborhood? Whatever else. They counted me at 80 on this house. So I knew, okay, they dropped 20 to 100. They dropped another 20 to 80. So I knew they were motivated. I then walked through the house. I made an offer at 72. They quickly accepted it as soon as I gave them a proof of funds. I closed August 23rd. So what it needed: exterior needed a little bit of paint. Roof is showing its age. Gutters needed extensions and to be cleaned out. It was set up as a duplex. There's only one meter, like one electrical meter, one gas meter, one furnace, one hot water tank. Basically, it was a duplex, but within the same family. So I don't know if it was like kids wanting their own, or kids, let's say early 20-year-olds wanting their own space. So living on the upper level as mom and dad or aunt and uncle, whatever it was, living on the lower level. So within the family, they're not really going to fight about, okay, utility costs, water costs, whatever else. They're probably they should be good splitting it. On the interior, the main floor was recently redone. Upper floor was pretty, whoever was living in there, they had to rip out all the flooring. It needed a total remodel on the upper floor. I was told when they got a lot of rain, the basement had some moisture in it. You'll see in the pictures why though. Kitchen appliances could be updated. Furnace, hot water tank, central AC were working, but they were older. So original estimate for this was $18,000 renovation. So what I've done to it is redid the entire upper floor, flooring, drywall work, trim, paint. Upper bathroom gutted to the studs, new tub, floor, vanity toilets, shower, tiling. Updated the outlets. Some of the outlets they just look shitty. So obviously if I want to ask a premium for rent, I want to make sure your minor details like your outlets or your lights throughout the house actually look decent. In the kitchen, new stove, or used stove, used fridge, new microwave, touched up some paint. It's got a sunroom off the front. The flooring in there was old linoleum, I want to say. So floor in there, trim. Basement, I hydraulic the walls. Furnace fucking died as soon as it got cold. Furnace was, I want to say, 28 or 30 years old. So that was nice trying to find a furnace and get that installed. Hot water tank died about a week ago. So that was nice as well. In the basement, I put in new lights, new outlets, found a used washer and dryer for, I want to say, $100. So they could have washer dryer down there for laundry. Exterior, I painted the outside. I roofed over the sunroom because the shingles on there were pretty much destroyed. I'll have to do the roof in the next few years, most likely. Removed the upper exterior door and removed concrete next to the house. So let's jump into some pictures. Okay. So here's the house, typical Pontiac, where you have a narrow lot, you have houses on both sides. This is the sunroom. It's like I'd call it a barn style here. Outside didn't look too bad. You have block lower floor with siding up above. Here's your concrete on the side, and you can notice in your gutters, you have fucking plants growing in them, which tells me you have fucking like soil, or your gutters are so fucking clogged. Your water's coming off the top of the roof, not going in your gutters. I don't think there was even, a little downspout there was going on this cement. And they tried patching the cement years ago. But with this going towards the house, this draining towards the house, it's a recipe for disaster. So when I'm walking through, I'm seeing this and I'm going, okay, if you were to raise the concrete or get rid of the concrete and slope away from the house, it's going to take care of your water problems. Because on the other side of the house, there's a hill running into the neighbor's driveway. So I don't have to worry about it on that side. There's the roof on the sunroom. This is 3-tab shingles. So yeah, it's not leaking. All the shingles look to be there right now, but I know down the road I'm going to have to redo it. I painted the outside brick stuff, which really cleans up down here. As you can see right here, like there's soil and it's wet right here, which just tells you water is going towards the house. Light fixture, simple stuff like that to clean up the outside. Here's your staircase with your door. So they set up as duplex. So one person could go up and have the whole upper floor. There was on the staircase inside the house, going from the first floor to the second floor, there's a door with a lock on it to divide the two. There used to be a garage back there. There's concrete slabs in the back here. They tore down the garage or whatever, so it's just concrete for like parking. Back of the house doesn't look too bad, a little overgrown. So the gutter on this side again ran into the back corner here. So just putting a simple extension on there and making sure the gutter's clean goes a long way. Here's your sunroom. So they had the floor just cheap. Could be redone. The paint in that room wasn't bad. This is from your front door is your living room. Nice hardwood floors, nice paint, window to go into your or look into your kitchen, so it's more of an open feel. On the other side of the door, here's your dining room. You have a closet right here for some storage. First floor bathroom right here, which is a full bathroom. You have a bedroom back here. Here's your kitchen. Bathroom was redone not too long ago. Tub is going to have to get recoated. Toilet, small vanity, needs a bigger mirror. Other than that, the bathroom didn't need much. Here's this bedroom. So there's no door here right now. Obviously, if you want a bedroom, you're going to have to put up a door. Closet space. Here's your kitchen. The kitchen's not bad. And then there's your stairs to go upstairs as well. Here's your kitchen. So it's got like an L-shaped countertop, your fridge with classic lock on it. So that's nice Pontiac style right there. You have your ceiling fan that blocks your cabinets for whatever reason. Stove had some fucking like touch-up paint on it, whatever. It's pretty bad condition. Knobs were broken off on this. So you can get a range hood for $40. I think I got the used stove for $100. Fridge was actually at the Memphis house, so I pulled that for a new fridge. Here's your upstairs. So your stairway is over here, and you had a like kitchen area over here on this side for this upper unit. So this was their living room for the upstairs. So floor shitty condition. This is your second bedroom, smallest bedroom in the house, but still good size. You have your closet behind the door here. Here's your bathroom, shitty floor. You have a clawfoot tub. They actually didn't have a fucking shower spout. It was just the fucking tub spout right there. So that was extremely fucking weird. Don't ask me how they showered. It was more of a tub type thing. So maybe they were going downstairs to take their shower when they want to shower. Don't know. And this is your front bedroom. They had carpet in this at one point. So that's the carpet remnants there. Do I have another picture? No. So there's a closet on this side. This is actually a pretty big bedroom. Probably the biggest bedroom in the house. That one on the main floor is probably still considered your master because you wouldn't be sharing the bathroom with another bedroom. Here's your basement. So your kitchen's like right up above here. That door in the kitchen photo leads down. This is your back door and then into the basement. So very dark. You could tell where the water was like seeping in on this wall because this is where your concrete was. Dehumidifier is something I brought to make sure all the moisture out of the basement. This was in the back corner of the house. You could tell at one point they had some moisture damage here. So this room, or at least this planking, had to be removed. This is just more storage in the back of the basement there. In this room over here is your third full bathroom. I consider this a 2.5 bath. There's a toilet, there's a sink. The shower is very, it's not really a shower. You basically, because it's block walls down here, they have the block walls painted and sealed. The shower literally turns on, goes right onto the concrete floor, and they have the concrete cut a little bit into a drain. So you could shower down there if you want. Not my cup of tea, though. So then we get to after photos. Nope, that's still before. So here is your sunroom now. So vinyl plank. This was Home Depot special. I think it was $1.50 a square foot on sale originally, like $3.20. Looks nice enough for a sunroom. New trim. I got to put an outlet cover on here, put a new light out here. This is a nice room. Didn't do anything on this main floor. Didn't have to. Same thing here, or only thing I did here was put a fan in. This was like my work area here. Didn't do anything with the bathroom, as you can see. Still got to recoat the tub, put up a new mirror, but other than that, the bathroom will be fine. I put a door on our bedroom down here. Still has to be caulked a little bit, but turned out pretty good. Here's my kitchen. Like I said, used stove. Fits in there actually nicer. New hood. Kitchen or fridge with 2 handles, a little nicer.
You didn't keep the one with the lock?
Yeah, where'd the lock go? That was the key feature.
I know. I mean, I guess if you have tenants upstairs, you want to keep them out of your fridge. Probably a good idea to put a lock on there.
I was thinking your kids, you know, like isn't that like a movie or something? Like the mom doesn't let them eat food and they have to like do chores to get access to the fridge or something. That's what I'm picturing. But
yeah, I could still put a lock on there. Maybe I'll leave that up to the whoever rents it.
Well, Pontiac, you're probably gonna get locks on a lot of things.
Oh yeah, there's gonna be a lock on that fucking stove before I'm done. Dishwasher was fine. Cabinets got new hardware, a little paint in here. Kitchen didn't need much though. Microwave on the counter. I still got to do like outlet covers, your little shit. Let's see what else. So then this is going upstairs. So there was a door here before, and the staircase from up the backside was there because I'm doing a single family unit. When I was walking through with other, like whether it was the realtor or the hard money lender, they said, hey, if you're going single family and you have like parents staying on your main floor, they probably don't want their kids having direct access or anybody have direct access to a door to have like immediate access to their kids. And with how sketchy those fucking stairs were on the outside, I just sealed off the door, put in the window. I'm actually getting more light in this room now. Vinyl plank on the stairs, stair nose. Obviously, I still have to finish the drywall up there. But the stairs came out pretty good. Still have to finish painting, obviously, because I'm redoing that. So this is the room I didn't have a picture of before. So they had a kitchen up here. So along here, there was a top on here, and that was their, I'll put it in quotes, kitchen table or counter space. Behind this box, I added this box. There were their utilities. So you had a gas line, you had water lines, you had a drain or a like kitchen drain. So they had like a stove and a sink and probably a fridge, maybe a fridge in this area. So this was their kitchen and dining area before. Here's your living area now, or at least just more space. Obviously, the tub has to go in the bathroom still. New paint, new lights, trim. Here's my bathroom. Still have to do that. I laid my floor, got to do my tub in, put my new drywall up where needed. So once I get the tub in, I can obviously do my board and tile it. Once the tub's in, I can put my vanity and my toilet in as well. Not too far off there. This is the biggest project I have remaining. Here's this first bedroom. Again, paint, floor, trim, light, not too much. Here's that other bedroom. So this bedroom is good size. You have a closet here. This is like almost attic. There's a little bit of storage there. Toilet and vanity to go in there. Here's the other side of it. Obviously, I'm patching up some drywall shit still. New fan in there. Basement, dry lock the walls, which really makes them look a lot better. Put in some can lights down here to really do better or brighten it up. Washer dryer. New furnace looking spiffy, heating the house. My hot water tank went right there. Obviously, that's torn out at the moment. Got to plumb that in the next day or so. So you have your utility sink. Got to do like final touches, like putting that together or whatever else. Hot water tank goes here, which is why that's looking shitty, but furnace came out really well. Hot water tank. Furnace was $1,000 from Home Depot. Put it in myself. Took probably 4 hours. 4 hours. Hardest part was redoing this duct right here, which came out decent. Electrical was super basic. Gas line was super easy as well. Hot water tank, we're just going to slap in there, extend my gas line down to hit that. And I obviously got hot and cold water I got to do. So shouldn't be bad doing that. Here's my wood room. So what I did is I removed my wood paneling there, dry locked the walls. I got to remove, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cap these two electrical outlets and put them away because you can't have exposed wiring like that. Once I do that, I'll finish painting down here. This is my bathroom door to the bathroom I didn't touch. So a few things I have to finish on this house. Let's jump into... So here's the numbers I'm looking at for this one. So home purchase price was $72,000, hard money loan of $55,000, cash to close of $21,000. So again, about $4,500 in closing costs. Holding costs of $3,300, $55K at 1% a month is $550 a month at 6 months. Utilities, insurance, taxes for the 6 months was $1,100. Renovation costs, I want to say I'm $7,600 into it right now with everything I've bought. The only thing I have to buy still are the tiles for the bathroom and the like plaster board. So I should stay under the $8,500. So total into it, $8,900. Originally, I was thinking ARV of 120. with seeing everything on the market right now, prices have gone up over the past 6 months. People are asking 120,000 for a fucking 2-bedroom, 2-bath, at like 900 square feet, being 1,400 square feet or 1,300, whatever it was, 3-bedroom, 3-bath. I'm aiming for 130. Cash out refi at 130, so 75% would be my mortgage amount of 97,000. My down payment, and I have that in quotes, would be 32. So with the 21 plus 3 plus 1 plus 85 I have into it, I'm basically going to be able to pocket $8,000 by doing the work myself. So I will get my down payment back. Trying to think. So yes, hard money loan is being paid off from the 97. So there's a $40,000 difference in there, which 30 comes from there and the other 8 goes into my pocket. Mortgage term of 30 years at a 4.5% rate, which is kind of on the lower side. I think I might be at about 5-ish. Mortgage would be about $500 a month. Taxes for the whole year on this house is $680, which would be about $60 a month. Insurance is $78 a month. Property manager, I'm assuming about 8%. Utilities, tenant's going to pay. Accounting for vacancy, repairs, and capital expenditures of $120 a month. Total monthly cost is just over $1,100. If I rent for $1,500 a month, I'm pocketing about $400 after paying for this. So the way I look at it is I'm getting $750 a month after I pay for these 4 line items. So I'm going to pay for my property manager. I'm going to pay mortgage, tax, insurance. I'm going to pocket my vacancy because I'll have to pay that eventually if my tenant doesn't pay or it sits empty. For repairs and capital expenditures, after doing most of the work myself and getting a new hot water tank, new furnace, after replacing a lot of shit, it's not going to need much repairs, but obviously if a tenant comes in and destroys the place, yeah, I'm going to have to repair shit. I know down the road I'm going to have to do that roof, which is going to be a bitch. So that money is going to go towards the roof. But I'm looking at these numbers and saying, okay, $400, $750 a month on a rental would be a slam dunk for me. And I'm still going to be able to pocket about $8,000. If it appraises for 120, I'm basically breaking even. So what I'm looking at now is how I go forward and set up for more purchases. So I need to investigate like a 1031 exchange for the sale of the flip. I pulled a home equity line of credit on my primary residence for $50,000. With home prices going up over the past 3 years that I've owned the place, my house value has only gone up. So I was able to pull out $50,000. It's set up for interest-only payments at 1.99%, which is a fucking no-brainer, seeing that my hard money loan is at 12% interest. So I'm much better off using the HELOC as opposed to going through a hard money lender if possible. Down payments plus profits from both properties will be available once they're both refinanced or sold. So I'll be able to hopefully buy the next house. If it's Pontiac and it's cheap enough, I could buy it cash. So using the hard money lender, I've used NextBridge Funding. I don't know if I'd use them again. I know I talked last time about some of the not telling you stuff and just, I think they're just unorganized. So it's a 6-month loan term is what they gave me. I got a email after 4.5 months saying, hey, your loan term's up in like 2 weeks. And I'm like, that's only 5 months. Like, how the hell are you telling me my loan term's up? And it's other shit like that, I just think they're unorganized or they try to get extra money out of people. Talked to a residential mortgage guy, Joe Randall at Mortgage One, about refinancing, and compared his rates, costs, everything else. I also talked with a commercial/cash lender, Jim Wellington at Level Up Capital. DSCR loans on rentals. They also do flip loans with renovation budget built into them. And they're considered a cash lender. So if a house is on the market, let's say Memphis, that can't be mortgaged, they're able to give like more of a conventional 30-year loan on a cash deal. So they're going to pay for the house in cash. They do whatever appraisal or inspection they seem fit, and they're giving me a 30-year term on that. It's probably at a higher interest rate than a typical lender, but you're able to buy homes for cash, and also you're working out of your LLC. So you see other benefits from there as opposed to me having 10 rentals under my name as I try to go buy a new car. I see that as a disadvantage. So some of the lessons learned. Flips have buyer restrictions when using FHA loans. Conventional and cash buyers have no restrictions. So like an FHA, I'm trying to think. Like, if I were to flip a house within under 3 months, 90 days, that house cannot double its value. So we bought it for 91. If I were to try to sell it at, let's say, 185 after 3 months, you could not go through an FHA loan just because they don't think the property can increase in value that much, even though it truly can, depending on the amount of work you've put into it. FHA also, you can't have uneven concrete. You can't, they look at all the little details and shit, which makes it harder to sell a place. Here's a good one. Projects take a hell of a lot longer to complete, especially when working full-time and going to school. I thought I'd be done with both of these houses within 2 or 3 months, and we're now 5.5 months into it, and I'm still working on this shit. Money lenders are everywhere. Just because a house is listed cash terms doesn't mean you can't find a lender for it. Especially if you're starting out. Hard money at a 12% interest rate might be hard to swallow. But when I look at it and say, okay, even with paying the 12% interest rate, I can still make $25,000 on a flip, or possibly pull out $10,000 on a rent and refinance. I would say 12% isn't a fucking problem then. Hard money lender put a lien on the house. Not a problem for selling the house, but it has a 6-month seasoning period for when trying to refinance. And I wasn't told about that when I first did it. So I was going to refinance after, again, 2 or 3 months of working on the Pontiac house. I planned on refinancing, pulling out that cash a lot faster and moving on to the next project. With having a 6-month seasoning period on there, I cannot refinance for those 6 months. So my down payment and everything is stuck in that house regardless. What I could have done is, if I finished it, I could have had a renter in there paying for all the bills and everything, but I didn't finish quick enough. And then probably the most beneficial thing is I have one notebook that's pretty much full now. I fucking carry it everywhere. I keep it in my backpack. I keep it in the van. Whenever I have notes, whenever I measure something, whenever I think of something, whenever I have a list, everything's written in this notebook. I can refer to this notebook for any fucking thing I need to, though. And it's like, okay, what's the dimension of this? Or what's the hot water tank size? What's the furnace size? If I measured it 3 months ago, it's still in that notebook. I know it is, to where I don't have to go to a fucking house to measure what the furnace size is. I can sit on my couch, go through my notebook, and look up something to buy, which is extremely helpful. Any questions? I think that wraps everything up I had.
Dude, that was awesome. I'm just going to put it this way. I would do a deal with you because you were freaking, you know everything about everything. And I fucking love that. This guy knows his shit. So that's awesome, man. You killed it with this, honestly. Like, this is so valuable. So thank you for presenting on this tonight, man.
Yeah. And again, it's a learning process. Obviously, I know how to do, or at least I think I know how to do a lot of the shit I'm working on. But again, being the first flip, being the first refinance, all that shit, it's a learning process. I'm learning that the shit takes a lot longer, which is why when I'm budgeting for future stuff, I want to budget for somebody else doing the work. Even if I were to, if I $5,000 out of pocket, refinance the house, get most of my money back, and I go buy the next one, I'm fine with that. If I can save the 6 month of time doing the work.
So
Makes sense. Go ahead, Jake. Do you have a question?
yeah, my only question is like the planning for that. Are you gonna try and budget that into like lower asking prices or just take the little bit less?
Yeah, so it goes both ways. So if I'm looking at an on-market property now, and again, if it's been in this market, if it's on the market for a few months, it probably needs more work that people aren't willing to do. So I'm going to take that. I'm going to try to find out what it sold for before, and I'm going to lowball them, whether it's half their asking price or 60 or 70% of their asking price, to where if I can have a contractor come in for, let's say, $10,000, refinance the house and only have some money out of pocket, I'll do that all day long. But I know just getting started, putting in the equity myself is going to go a lot further as well. To where if I can pull out $10,000 on this house and push it into the next one, I'm going to be able to do more houses by myself. Obviously, if I start partnering up with other people and having more money to the table and everything else, it's also beneficial as well.
Gotcha.
That's awesome. What other questions do you guys have? Jed, you look like you're thinking. You got a question? I can see you pulling on your. You're over there thinking. You're thinking.
This whole time, I've been wanting to know what's the deal with that dry lock stuff.
So the reason why I like it, I actually put it in my own personal house, and my basement doesn't have any fucking water issues, and I fucking studded all my walls. I can't see the dry lock anymore. It seals up the walls, but at the same time, it also covers the shitty fucking like cinder blocks. As they get older, the color goes away and whatever else to where they become shitty looking. If there was water on them, you can tell there was moisture on them. By me using the dry lock, it brightens up the room, or at least brightens up the basement to where it looks like the basement's bigger. It looks like the ceiling's higher, to where it looks like a nicer area of the house. But at the same time, if water were to pool next to the house now, the layer that the dry lock puts on there, it should keep the water out still. So
Gotcha.
especially from like a rental standpoint, if there was water issues before, I want to make sure the tenant doesn't see, okay, there was water issues before, but I also want to make sure they don't happen again, because that's going to be me going to fix it while they're in the house.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Does it just go on like? Does it just go on like paint or what?
Yeah, it's like a thick paint. You can roll it on depending on how rough your cinder blocks are, or your cinder blocks. Or you can like hand brush it on there. It takes a lot longer. It's only like it's $150 probably for 5 gallons. So it's not too bad considering I used half of that 5-gallon container in the basement there. It wasn't bad.
Okay, sweet. Yeah, I will likely use that on this place then. I never knew about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think there's a few companies that make it. That one, the brand name of that one's Dry Lock, but
Gotcha. Okay,
I've used it a few times and it works wonders. So
sweet.
Yeah. Any more questions? Dude, honestly, man, like I'm not surprised people don't have questions. You like that was like you are hands down like a wealth of knowledge, man. Like how much, like honestly, everything you put in there, dude. Like I'm speechless. It was so good. I thought I was fucking with you earlier, saying it was gonna be the best presentation I've ever seen. It was hands down the best presentation that this group has had so far. So, you freaking killed it. Sorry, Jack, your presentation was subpar compared to this.
no,
I wholeheartedly agree.
I'm I'm just literally showing what I've done and what I've learned from it and everything else. So it's not like it was anything new or too far out of line.
No, but you just bring such a different viewpoint to the table. Like, so your BRRRR strategy, I actually love your BRRRR strategy. I think what would be awesome is to BRRRR a house and then make it an Airbnb because you're getting so much more cash flow out of a property. Like, right, you can rent that place for what would you expect to rent? Like 1,100 a month
For what one?
for the one the rental.
I'm looking at 1,500 for Pontiac there.
1,500, yeah, which is crazy. But
Oh,
like
yeah.
an Airbnb, you could be pushing like 2, 3, 4 grand a month.
I know, and I don't think that I don't think Pontiac can really support an Airbnb personally, but yeah, I mean, if the house were to be in the right area and need work, I'd be down for that. Especially the profit potential on the monthly basis and putting in whatever work, it wouldn't be bad.
Yeah, well, keep me in mind because I'll split the cost with you. You do all the renovations, I'll do the management. We'll call it even.
Okay, we'll see. We'll price it out.
Yeah.